So the news is out. I'm heading back to play another year of pro hockey over in Europe this season, but the big question is where, which I will spill all the tea on for next episode. But this video is about my lifetime ban from the league that I played in the last 2 seasons, the Fed, and the only other guy to share that same status with me, as well as an update on my training and a bet that I made to put it all on the line. Let's begin. At the end of the day, I'm doing what feels right for me and chasing down my dream. Not every day I get the baddest man in hockey on one of the top hockey podcasts in the world. You want to talk a little bit about that? About your lifetime ban?
I mean, I think that's like a thing they do, isn't it? Like,
they ban guys for life?
Yeah, isn't that like I mean, it was for you, it was for me.
If some dude comes in, hypothetically, possibly, potentially, maybe, who knows, a fighter or maybe a goalie, I'm not saying who, but maybe possibly, he's putting asses in seats, but potentially grabbing more power than us in the process. Do we kill him in his infancy, or do we ride it out and try to work as a net beneficial relationship on a win-win-win? If you're winning and I'm winning, we're winning.
Some people don't have the capacity to think like that.
How do I want to word this? I didn't prepare for this beforehand. We're going to suspend you 5 games for posting that. And that player is supposed to say, potentially, hypothetically, no, I'm not taking it down. I said what I meant what I said. And suspend me if you like. They're not going to be suspending you, and the meeting is canceled.
We just finished the podcast. 2 of the most hated guys on the internet. Catch it here, Slinging the Biscuit.
YouTube, Apple, Spotify, new episode's up. Go check it out.
Beautiful, beautiful.
You can speak.
He can talk.
He can talk. That's right, fool. Now I'm a flying talking donkey.
And falls in the air. Feel it coming. Dun, 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 dun. It's about 6:30 in the morning, on the ice at 7, got about 30 minutes. Losey will probably show up in about 15-20, so I want to do a little quick gear talk. I remember as a kid, I was always so into gear, especially like the custom graphics, like having the sweetest Reebok Premier 3 graphic, the Brian's checkerboard graphic, that type of stuff really turned my crank. And then as I've gotten older, obviously I'm 28 now, just turned 28, the actual graphics of the gear don't really care as much because most graphics kind of look the exact same, like a nice crisp all white set, nice clean fresh all white set. I think looks best with like a custom mask, so AKA Sergei Bobrovsky style. I think is the best style that you can have nowadays. But I want to do a quick little gear update because I had a couple people asking questions. I've had the Warrior G7 pads since March of this year. This is literally the best pad Warrior has ever made. First off, it looks good. When I'm looking back at footage and I'm looking at how I'm moving, I feel like this looks like a Bauer pad, like a mock or a shadow from distance. Like it looks sexy, which hasn't been something I've been able to honestly say about a Warrior pad in a very long time. The new strapping is great. It actually looks great, and it is actually very functional. Great rotation. I love the knee block. I've always loved the knee block on the Warriors. They have this, hopefully you can see in the camera, they have this little gap here. So your knee only goes to here, so it can't really over or under rotate, but that extra little piece gives it a little bit of wiggle room. So it's kind of like a Bauer Stabilis slide. I think Stabilis slide is the one that doesn't move. It's a square brick, but it's got a little bit of wiggle. It's perfect. I think these are the lightest pads in the market. They're crazy light, real nice and stiff. Like, I'm a big dude. I'm 6'5", 242 right now. That's hard to flex. I am hoping the boot softens up just a little bit as the season starts, but it's really my only negative, plus the Traspec Pro laces. I wish they came with them, but they don't. So you just gotta put them on, and if you wanna pick up a set, best toe ties money can buy, code TRAVSUCKS, which needs to be changed sometime soon, but $5 off for the time being. Oh, this is really exciting. So I've always used Bauer sticks, love the Bauer sticks, the curves are great. I was talking to Winnipeg Jets legend Michael Hutchinson last night. We were having a little FaceTime just talking about goaltending, 2 Winnipeg boys, etc. And he was talking about this curve he has, and I actually bought one of his Pro Return sticks a couple years ago. It's basically a flat stick with a huge hook at the end. And he used the analogy, hey, if we were hanging out at a bar, which obviously I don't drink, so I'm not at bars, but if we were, and I wanted to sling you a beer from the other end of the bar, how would I do it? I'd have a flat hand and I had a little cup and then just scoop it down. Think of the same thing as trying to make a pass, and I thought, that's genius. So the Bauer sticks are great for launching some sauce, getting some good heat behind that puppy, but the Warrior one I like really nicely. I actually like a lot because it's really great for making just a nice, crisp, clean first pass and also controlling pucks and deflecting them. So I've also hated Warrior sticks forever because they only in full right come in black. And I had my boy back in Winnipeg, Brett, spray paint these with some just like car paint automotive paint, and they're not barely chipping at all a couple months later. And now that the bias of it not being a black stick is gone, I actually love it. I actually ordered some custom Warrior sticks for the season, which I'm really, really excited about. And then Connect skates, I love my Connect skates. They're sweet. I wanted to try the Connect 2s this summer, but just having hip surgery in May, and then also trying to like reinvest some money into some other places, I thought I don't really have the cash flows and the liquidity to be buying all this gear like I have in years past. But next summer, I'll be trying out everything, the Hyperlight 3s, whatever Bauer calls them, a bunch of stuff I want to try out next summer. But love these, the Cowling combo. And then the chest protector hack that I posted with Matt Murray when we did the podcast last month, or maybe the month before, keeping the chest flat. I love my Hyperlight 2 chesty, that like squishing it, always sitting it, never ever hang the chest protector. Works great, highly recommend. If you haven't seen the podcast with Matt, check it out, great listen. Unless you're the mainstream media who stole the podcast and just reposting clips without credit, you suck. But if you're listening to the show, you're awesome. Big season coming up over the pond, and I am excited. Strong eyes, real strong eyes here. Nope. Push that, push that, push that. So I was talking to Michael Hutchinson last night. We were talking about, I have my hands like this, deactivate the shoulder, keep them like that, like a Holtby or a Bennington, 90-degree arms. See how that works. Get low, weight forward, Hutch hands. Whoa, cheeky. Nice, good shift. I'm gonna sharpen the skates there. Thank you. Best of 10. Loser buys pumpkin spice lattes. So 6 out of 10 to win it. All right, I got the Starbucks points no matter what. Nice finish. I like cold foam on my latte.
You're such a fairy. Thanks, buddy. I could do it once a week.
Feels good, doesn't it?
Does feel good.
All right, so I'm going back to, I was going to say Sweden for a second. I'm going back to Europe this season. And if you're new here, in 2020, I went to Sweden to play hockey for the first time for 2020 through 2022. And when I went over there in August of 2020, it was so new. It was kind of scary because I'm going to a new continent, new culture, new language, new style of play, new league, new everything. And one thing that I don't see talked about enough, especially for guys going over to Europe, is the transit. So my first year I went Toronto to Germany to Stockholm. My second year I went Vancouver to Amsterdam to Gothenburg, which it's always a 24 hour door to door. I think this might be closer to 30 hours. And along that journey, you don't have an active phone plan, right? I mean, when you come into the airport, trying to find your ride or trying to check train schedules, bus schedules, even just using Google Maps when you're getting close to the place to pinpoint, okay, I'm getting close to the address. You can't do that because the second you leave the airport, you have no internet connection. You're just kind of, in the words of Bon Jovi, I found a solution to that, and that is today's video sponsor, SAILY. Now, SAILY is a new eSIM company that is brought to you by Nord Security, which is essentially NordVPN. Now, SAILY is making it affordable to get an eSIM plan, and they're available in over 160 countries, so no more roaming around the airports trying to find public Wi-Fi or waiting in line at the 7-Eleven at the airport to try to get a local SIM chip. No roaming fees. SAILY is also compatible with all iOS and Android devices, and if for some reason your phone doesn't work with it, they'll offer you a full refund, and they always have 24/7 chat support to always help you with any issues you may have. Trav, this sounds good. I don't know if this is for me. Well, I'm gonna get you 15% off right now with the code Travis, my full name, TRAVIS, at SAILY.com/Travis. You go to the first thing in the video description, click on that. That's gonna get you 15% off your eSIM plan with SAILY. Thanks again to SAILY for sponsoring this video. Nice shot.
You guys go to Chipotle for pregame on the East Coast? Man, Fed Special, go to Old Chipper on the road. Dude's getting the burrito. It's like, you get the burrito bowl, you get 3 tortillas for 15 cents a piece. Ask for the water cup, fill it up with Coke Zero, man, you're winning. Budget's $770,000 a year.
That's it. If you want to hear more behind the scenes stories from this vlog and my season, check out my podcast, Sling the Biscuit. It is a hockey podcast that is not woke like Spit and Chip. It's not mainstream, and I drop a new episode every Sunday on Apple, Spotify, and the video version here on YouTube with my co-host Dave Wheeler. There's a link in the video description if you want to listen. And also hit the subscribe button here for more vlogs just like this, because I do a new one every Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern, sharing and journaling in video format my journey through professional hockey. I want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.